Hi, my name is Kristen, and I am a personal trainer, a powerlifting coach, and a nutrition coach. It's what I do for a living. So I'm going to talk to you today for Mrs. Deal about how I use math in my job every day. So the first thing I want to talk about are some of the vocabulary words that come up a lot in my everyday job. So one of those is we talk a lot about angles when we're in training and when we're teaching proper exercises. So for example, when I'm teaching someone the proper way to do a push-up, right? Pretend they're on the floor doing a push-up, we talk a lot about this angle right here from the body to the elbow. And we want this to be about a 45-degree angle. We don't ever want someone's shoulder out here at a 90-degree angle. That can put a lot of strain on the shoulder and damage someone's shoulder. So when I'm teaching someone how to do this and I say, we want a 45-degree angle, they immediately know what I mean and they can adjust to help keep them safe. Another word that comes up a lot is parallel and also perpendicular. So for parallel, when I'm teaching someone how to do a barbell squat, so they have a bar on their back and they're squatting down to the ground. When we're talking about competing in powerlifting, a person's leg, the top part of their thigh, the top part of their leg needs to be below parallel to the ground. So if this is the ground, and this is their leg, this would be parallel, right? We're exactly even. Those lines are never gonna cross, but we really want them below parallel. We want their bum to come down just a little bit extra so that it's below parallel and would create lines that do cross. So we talk a lot about, was that parallel? Was that below parallel? Things like that. That comes up a lot. And perpendicular comes up when I'm teaching the proper form on a sumo deadlift. And that's when the bar is on the ground and we're picking it up. A sumo deadlift means that someone's legs are spread wide instead of close together. And when they're wide, when they are going to pick up the bar off of the ground, we want their feet planted really strongly into the ground. And the lower leg, like the shin bone, should be exactly perpendicular to the floor. So I guess I should be this way, right? So we want that to be perpendicular to the floor. That's where they're gonna have the most strength and power to pick up that much weight. So we use those words a lot. Another time that math comes up in my job is I do lots of percentages. So I would find out the maximum weight that a person is able to lift just one time. That's what we do in powerlifting. We only pick it up one time, but it's very, very heavy. And so once I find the maximum weight that that person can lift that one time, then all of their training for weeks and months is based on percentages of that number. So for example, if they can lift 200 pounds, I would calculate percentages to say, okay, today, for example, maybe I want you to pick that up 3 times without stopping at 85% of their maximum, say 200 pounds. So that would be, I think, 170. So we would put 170 pounds on the bar and they would pick that up 3 times. So it's my job to make sure that I am designing their training plan and working those percentages and how many times they lift the weight correctly to help them develop muscle and develop strength. So when they go to compete, they can win in competitions. And then finally, the last thing I'll talk about is conversions. So in my gym, we train in a gym where anybody can go there, right? Any day, everyday people, anybody can go. And all of our weights are in pounds because America, right? So the problem is when I have powerlifters that are coming in, then we compete in a federation or like in a group that's international. So other people in our group are in all these other countries. Most of them use the metric system, right? So when we compete, all of our weights are in kilos or kilograms. So we are always having to do lots of conversions to what pounds were we doing in the gym, converting it to how many kilos we're gonna do in our competition to make sure that we're able to win competitions. So we're always doing lots of calculations for the conversions, and we have charts like this, tables and charts that we read that help us make sure that we have all the proper conversions to, number one, prevent injury. We don't wanna accidentally make a mistake in our conversion and it goes too heavy. But then also we want to make sure that the conversions are correct so it's not too light. We want them to win, right? So we want to make sure that it's the proper weight that's on the bar. So we have to do those conversions. So there are tons and tons of ways that I use math all the time in my job. That's just a couple of things that I can highlight. And I hope that you found that interesting. And then even yourself, if you ever join a gym or go to a gym and start to lift weights, these are kinds of things you'll have to do too.